what's up? It's me again, doing another video on the card game Magic the Gathering. I got some new cards today, so I'm bored, so I figured I'd do a little video on them and show what I got. Got quite a few. Couple that I've wanted for a long time, like ever since I started playing, and I finally had enough money to get them. Well, actually, what I did is I sent in a bunch of cards that I had that I really didn't care about to mtgfanatic.com, which is an awesome site for Magic, for store credit, and got quite a bit of store credit, so I went on a little spending spree. So let me show you what I got. Get my cam set so I can... Come on, you piece of shit. Oh, I hate my camera. Yeah, alright. First up is Sol Ring, which is one of the ones I've wanted since I started playing, which was like 10 years ago. It's one colorless to cast, tap, add 2 colorless to your mana pool. Awesome. I've always wanted that. I had Urgolem's Eye, which is, it does the same thing, but it costs 4 to cast. This only costs 1. So yeah, it's a card I've wanted for quite a while. Next up, Sensei's Divining Top. I already had one, but it's such an awesome card and it's such a cheap cost. I wanted another one. So it's one colorless to cast, one colorless. Look at look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. For tap, draw a card, then put this on top of your library. Again, this is an awesome card, cheap, helps you get your deck out. I love it. Next up, this is one of the newer cards from Scars of Maraudon. Elspeth Tyrell, which is the answer to Elspeth Knight Errant from Shards of Alara, and this works with it. Add 2, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. Remove 2, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens into play onto the battlefield. Sorry, I'm old school. I'm still used to saying into play. Remove 5, destroy all other permanents except for lands and tokens. Now, if you remember on Elspeth Knight Errant, if you get the last ability, it's artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control are indestructible the rest of the game. You do that with that third ability already resolved on Knight Errant, your stuff survives, except for the Planeswalkers, except for Elspeth Knight Errant. But she would have already served her purpose anyways. So there's that one. Next up is Venser the Sojourner. A friend of mine already got this card. He got it out of a $2 booster pack. I was like, what? Nuts. This is an awesome card. I think this is going to see a lot of play. Comes into play with 3 counters. Add 2, exile target permanent you own, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Now, if you have like a planeswalker that needs regenerating, exile it and bring it back at the beginning of the next end step, or just exile a tapped land or whatever. There's so many things you can do with that that would benefit you as well. Remove 1, creatures are unblockable this turn. Remove 8, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, exile target permanent. Awesome card. Next up, Koth of the Hammer. This is for straight red to me anyways, but you can use it in multicolor, but if you want to use him to his full ability, straight red. Comes into play with 3 counters. Add 1, untap target mountain. It becomes a 4/4 red elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a land. Remove 2, add red to your mana pool for each mountain you control. I really like that ability. That is just excellent for a Fireball or Comet Storm or whatever. Remove 5. You get an emblem with mountains you control have tap. This land deals 1 damage to target creature or player. That's nice too. Makes all your land Timmy. Okay, next up. Ajani Vengeance. This is the only one from Shards that I didn't have. And it's pretty nasty. Comes into play with 3. Add 1. Target permanent doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Remove 2. Deals 3 damage to target creature or player and you gain 3 life. Excuse me. Remove 7. Destroy all lands target player controls. It's pretty nasty. Next up, Time Stop. End the turn. And I got 3 of those because I already had one. So now I got a whole set. Excellent. Shatterstorm. Destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. This is a combo that I purchased with that. The card's coming up in a minute. Wrath of God, which I've always wanted, just never could get it. Imperious Perfect. 2/2 other elf creatures you control get +1/+1 for green and tap. Put a 1/1 green elf warrior into play. I already had one, but it's so good I wanted another one. Darksteel Colossus. 11 casting cost, 11/11 trample, indestructible. If it's put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal it and shuffle it into its owner's library. Elvish Archdruid. I already have 2 of these, but wanted a whole set because they're awesome. 2/2 other elf creatures you control get +1/+1 for tap. Add green to your mana pool for each elf you control. And I got 2 of them, which makes 4 that I have now. Noble Purpose enchantment costs 5. Whenever a creature you control deals damage, you gain that much life. Basically, your creatures have lifelink. Enchanted Vitu-Ghazi. Casting cost is 8, but it has Convoke, so each creature you tap while playing it reduces its cost by 1. Prevent all damage that would be dealt by creatures this turn. You gain 1 life for each damage prevented this way. And I got 3 of those because I already had one, so now I got a whole set. Prismatic Omen. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. Thought Reflection enchantment costs 7. If you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. Archmage Ascension. This is the only Ascension that I didn't have. At the beginning of each end step, if you drew 2 or more cards this turn, you may put a quest counter on it. As long as it has 6 or more counters on it, if you would draw a card, you may instead search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. Very nice card. Bloodchief Ascension. I already had 2 of these, but I wanted 2 more. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life this turn, put a quest counter on it. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if this has 3 or more counters on it, you may have that player lose 2 life. If you do, you gain 2 life. I'm trying to hurry this up because I'm almost at 10 minutes, I think. Another one. Mycosynth Lattice. This is that combo I was telling you about with Shatterstorm. Cost 6, artifact. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. Shatterstorm, destroy all permanents. Artifacts. All cards that aren't in play, spells and permanents, are colorless. Players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Now there's a card, Darksteel Forge. Artifacts you control are indestructible. I have that. That's the combo with that and the Shatterstorm. It should work quite nice. And Wound Reflection. I already had one, but I wanted another one. At the end of each turn, each opponent loses life equal to the life he or she lost this turn. So, yeah, those are the cards I got. MTGFanatic.com. Excellent site for buying Magic cards, and you can send in cards, trade them in for store credit or money. So, right on. Uh, See you later.